Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Mama Boards by AppsFlyer. My name is Albert Abello. I'm the group head of paid social and display at Treatwell. Treatwell is the leading marketplace of hair and beauty here in Europe, featuring more than 5,000 downloads every day. And today we're going to talk about 5 simple steps to build an amazing Facebook audience strategy. Given the fact that Facebook is one of the main advertisers in the world and their key feature right now is how can they segment the audiences, this is a very, very important lesson that all marketeers should take home for their business. The first part when building an amazing strategy for Facebook is to make sure you're collecting the right audiences in the right steps. For this, you need to focus in how do you collect your data. So making sure that your pixels and SDKs are in place. Each business is different. You got to think about it this way. You can't copy anyone. You have to think how you want to make your business unique in audience collection. So first of all, place it on all the steps of the funnels that make sense for you. So in the case of Treatwell, our checkout process takes four steps. So we have 4 steps in the checkout funnel that we collect, both in the mobile phone and the web. Consider that this can change in different platforms, okay? The second thing, use advanced matching. Send that hashed data to Facebook about your customers. That will help Facebook identify who is visiting your website. The way Facebook does that is based on what they call sessions, personas, but eventually they need you to tell them who is visiting your website. So using advanced matching is a very powerful way to increase your audiences. The third thing to take into consideration when collecting data for Facebook is to use something that a lot of people forget exists, which is custom pixels. So the Facebook pixel allows you to put information on different steps. All the steps you want, all the events you want in the website can be tracked. People forget that and they usually put just add payment info, purchase, view content, checkout, but there's many more things you can do. In Treatwell, for example, we put one event in each step of the checkout, which is composed by 4 things. People can select their time slots, the day, which is the hairstyle they want, the hairdresser they want. So think about your business and how this fits. As an example, if you have an e-commerce that sells shoes, maybe you want to put an event every time the user selects a different shoe size or shoe color. Don't forget about that. Maybe when people scrolls down your website or sends a form, if that will help you in the future to collect better audiences, don't do it. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, and it will really improve your business in the future. The second big thing to take into account when building audiences for Facebook is which is the data you can send to Facebook. Let's not forget when you have a pixel or the SDK, you're sending the information that is available at that moment in the website. There is one thing that helped us a lot, which is to add a data layer. So data layer is basically like having a business card of each user that visits your website with the information you have of them. That information doesn't necessarily need to be the phone number or the address. It can be how many times they bought. What did they buy before? When was the last time they bought? What's their t-shirt size? In our case, what's the neighborhood they're most commonly booked? Because if you put it there in what they call a data layer, basically a JavaScript object, you can then send these over back to Facebook and help it to personalize your audiences. This is a very, very lost misconception in the marketeers world. Only big companies use it, and I think it was a major discovery for me when I saw it. So the next point, once you've had all the tracking in place and the data layer installed in your website and your app, is custom fields. So once you have the data there and the pixels in place, figure out what you want to send to Facebook, because that's going to help you, as we said before, just group these collectives of people to either retarget them or build lookalikes of them. Think about kayak.com or Skyscanner. They probably send to Facebook using the custom fields. They probably send which is the departure airport, arrival airport, date of the departure, when you want to leave, are you going to do first class or not? And then they use this data to then segment people and then either build lookalikes for prospection or retarget you with the right message. Because if I'm a person that want to fly to Barcelona from London in first class, the ad they can put in front of me is slightly different to the one of a person who wants to go to Ibiza, partying. Take another example. E-commerce, very common thing, very common thing. You can either tell Facebook that person has added a t-shirt to cart, or you can tell Facebook that person has added L-size red t-shirt to the cart, and then retarget that consumer differently. So don't forget, the previous steps were here only to be able to do this, to send all this data back to Facebook to build the audiences. Okay, the fourth step on building your amazing strategy on Facebook custom audiences. Now is the moment to start making money. Everything we've done before is a mere setup to be able to segment the audiences and now execute them. Few of the things that have been proven very efficient for Treatwell. First one, segment your audiences based on the source. Which channel do they come from? Do they come from PPC? Do they come from display, affiliates, email? This last has been very powerful for us because we've been able to place specific discounts on an email and then retarget those same customers that open the email through paid social, Facebook, with specific ads and discounts. So that's been very interesting for us. Second one, you can use Facebook Analytics or your attribution partner audience building tool to segment audiences farther beyond Business Manager. Business Manager is a very simple tool to build audiences, but if you use an audience segmentation tool, you'll be able to put many more inputs. Usage time, how many times they've opened the app before taking certain action, where do they come from, what age they are. So don't forget that using things that are being more sophisticated than Business Manager usually prove very efficient. So the last thing that has been proven very efficient for Treatwell has been building a self-feeding lookalike loop. Basically, what we do is you build a campaign with one ad. Build an audience from the people that clicks that ad based on their UTM. Build a lookalike from that audience. And then build a second campaign with the same creatives with that lookalike audience. Over time, this setup will self-feed itself and improve the results drastically. If you leave it like 3 or 4 weeks, you should start seeing that coming in. It's amazing. The results for us have been very good, and it has helped us figure out which are the best creatives for our audience. So to recap a bit, the must-have audiences your business needs to succeed. First one is user data. You have customer data you can use to leverage either for retention or to build new lookalikes. Then you need to have lookalike audiences to prospect new customers, to get all these new users. You either build it from the first customer data or with other retargeting data. Third one that has been proven quite efficient for us sometimes has been people who engages with your page or your Instagram profile. Also people who views your videos in Facebook or opens your carousels. Those are audiences you can use. Fourth one, use your audience building tool, either Business Manager or from your attribution partner, to build sophisticated audiences. Those should be used either for retargeting or for lookalike building. And finally, one type of audience that people tend to forget is you should always have an audience that you never want to target, the blacklist audience. Those are customers that either cancel their orders, have a lot of promo codes, they are fraudulent, they return a lot of shoes, whatever you do, okay? But work that list because it pays off in the future. Finally, the key takeaways from all the presentation. First of all, don't forget that each audience is different. So you have to figure out what's the message you want to give them, okay? Second, data is what provides us effective retargeting. If you don't have what we've talked before about sending data to Facebook, you're not going to be able to build effective audiences. The more data you provide to Facebook, the more granular you will be able to go, the better the retargeting will be, and by default, the better the lookalikes will be out of those audiences. Third, use the trick we mentioned about self-feeding lookalike loops, because for us it has been an eye-opening strategy to reduce CPCs and be able to drive more traffic to the website. Don't forget about that one. Fourth, and the most important, all this happens because of testing. We test, we test, and we test, and we try, and we fail half of the times. Be creative. Let your team be creative with which audiences they want to build and they want to target, how they want to target them, and just separate the things that work that the ones that don't. Thanks everyone for watching. Leave your comments and tips in the comment section below, and please enjoy watching any other Mama Boards video just using the link right here. Thanks. Bye bye.